September 6, 2025. Daily Bread. Passage: Genesis chapter 47 verse 27 through chapter 48 to 22. Key verse: verse 48:15-16. Title: God, the Shepherd of my life. Moreover, I have given to you rather than to your brothers one mountain slope that I took from the hand of the Amorites with my sword and with my bow. Then Israel said to Joseph, Behold, I am about to die, but God will be with you and will bring you again to the land of your fathers. So he blessed them that day, saying, By you Israel will pronounce blessings, saying, God make you as Ephraim and as Manasseh. Thus he put Ephraim before Manasseh. But his father refused and said, I know, my son, I know. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. Nevertheless, his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his offspring shall become a multitude of nations. And Joseph said to his father, Not this way, my father, since this one is the firstborn, put your right hand on his head. When Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand on the head of Ephraim, it displeased him, and he took his father's hand to move it from Ephraim's head to Manasseh's head. The angel who has redeemed me from all evil, bless the boys, and in them let my name be carried on, and the name of my fathers Abraham and Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth. And he blessed Joseph and said, The God before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac walked, the God who has been my shepherd all my life long to this day. And Israel stretched out his right hand and laid it on the head of Ephraim, who was the younger, and his left hand on the head of Manasseh, crossing his hands, for Manasseh was the firstborn. And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand toward Israel's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand toward Israel's right hand, and brought them near him. Then Joseph removed them from his knees, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth. And Israel said to Joseph, I never expected to see your face, and behold, God has let me see your offspring also. Now the eyes of Israel were dim with age, so that he could not see. So Joseph brought them near him, and he kissed them and embraced them. Joseph said to his father, They are my sons, whom God has given me here. And he said, Bring them to me, please, that I may bless them. When Israel saw Joseph's sons, he said, Who are these? As for me, when I came from Paddan, to my sorrow Rachel died in the land of Canaan on the way, when there was still some distance to go to Ephrath, and I buried her there on the way to Ephrath, that is, Bethlehem. And the children that you fathered after them shall be yours. They shall be called by the name of their brothers in their inheritance. And now your two sons, who were born to you in the land of Egypt before I came to you in Egypt, are mine. Ephraim and Manasseh shall be mine, as Reuben and Simeon are. And said to me, Behold, I will make you fruitful and multiply you, and I will make of you a company of peoples and will give this land to your offspring after you for an everlasting possession. And Jacob said to Joseph, God Almighty appeared to me at Luz in the land of Canaan and blessed me. And it was told to Jacob, Your son Joseph has come to you. Then Israel summoned his strength, and sat up in bed. After this, Joseph was told, Behold, your father is ill. So he took with him his two sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. And he said, Swear to me. And he swore to him. Then Israel bowed himself upon the head of his bed. But let me lie with my fathers. Carry me out of Egypt, and bury me in their burying place. He answered, I will do as you have said. And when the time drew near that Israel must die, he called his son Joseph and said to him, If now I have found favor in your sight, put your hand under my thigh and promise to deal kindly and truly with me. Do not bury me in Egypt. And Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 17 years. So the days of Jacob, the years of his life, were 147 years. Thus Israel settled in the land of Egypt, in the land of Goshen. And they gained possessions in it, and were fruitful and multiplied greatly. Daily Bread Message. Jacob and his sons and their families were fruitful and increased in number in Egypt. Jacob lived in Egypt for 17 years, and when the time came for him to finish his own pilgrimage, he wanted to pass on God's blessing to his children, starting with Joseph and his two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. Jacob, who God renamed Israel, lived a difficult life, but God was his good shepherd through it all and showed mercy upon mercy. Once, Jacob thought he had lost his son Joseph, yet in God's time he was reunited and could share God's blessing with Joseph and his children. Jacob knew that his permanent home was not in Egypt, or even where he asked to be buried with his ancestors. It was in God's promise and salvation, and he wanted to instill that in his children. Old, blind, and powerless, Jacob still had strength and hope in the word and promises of God. He blessed Joseph and his children Ephraim and Manasseh with the same blessing and promises of God he had received. Prayer. Lord, you are our good shepherd. May we find blessing and hope in you and your salvation. One word. God is the shepherd of your life.